Alright, today we're going to do something a little different. What I'm showing you right now is a standard applewood smoked ham. It is not spiral sliced or anything like that. We're going to treat it the same way we would treat pulled pork. So I'm going to coat it with my proprietary blend of seasonings, get it good and covered, insert a few thermometers, get it out on the smoker, and we're going to make twice smoked or double smoked pulled ham. Getting started in the evening so this thing can run overnight. I will show you what it looks like when it's ready to go in. Apple juice to keep the humidity up, tray to catch the juices for later in the recipe, and an applewood smoked ham covered in my proprietary seasoning, and we're about to get smoking. The smoker itself is set at 230, and for 24 hours I just do a little above the 225 recommended, because once it gets up to temp, it lets it fall. So I want to do that falling to 225, not 220 all the time. So, and we're already smoking. All right, we're about 20 hours into smoking this ham. I have decided to wrap it up because it's staying in the stall a little longer than I want to play with it. So I wrapped it up. You can see that there, and starting to climb a little bit in temperature wise. It stayed in the 160s for a good 6 hours, so... All right, this ham has finally come up to temperature. Treating it just like I would a pork shoulder. It's just gonna be pulled ham instead of just plain pulled pork. Gonna remove it from inside the smoker, pull the thermometer out, put it inside of this cooler, and cover it with this towel and let it rest for at least an hour, probably 2. Alright, I've let the ham rest for almost 2 hours now. You can see I've got the pan that I was catching the drippings with, and then I put the ham in to tent it to cook with. It's got some pretty good liquid in here. It's mostly fat, but there is some regular juice in it. I'm going to save that and set it aside because I'm going to use that for, well, a couple of things. One, if the ham ends up being at all dry, I'll add some of this back into it. But 2, that stuff is wonderful for making, when I'm done with this, I'm going to have a bone and a few other things. That's going to be real good stuff for, like making greens and beans and that sort of thing. So nothing going to waste, and all this wonderful goodness. Yummy. Anyway, again, this is a ham, and look, it's got the bark on it, like any, pork shoulder roast that you would do. I am about to take it out of the pan here and do some pulling. Alright, so here's the ham and the pan it came out of. I'm going to go ahead and pull the ham. Anything that comes off that's fatty is going to go in the pan it came out of to make a stock or beans or whatever, probably greens, and the rest is going to just be for sandwiches and whatnot. Anyway, here we go. Pretty good bark on it, and oh yeah, that's just coming apart. Now, this is not pulled pork. Well, it's pork, and it's pulled. It's not a shoulder roast or anything like that. This isn't actually a ham. I suppose I should taste the thing, see how it is. Okay, that is super tender, super juicy, and freaking awesome. I'm liking it. I recommend you do this yourself. It's a ham, not spiral sliced or anything like that, just a standard smoked ham. I got applewood smoked, and I used apple wood chips to smoke it again. Treat it just like you would a pork shoulder roast. Get it up to 202 internal temp. Do it nice and slow, about 225 to 235. Again, for an 8 or 9 pound ham, that's probably going to take 20-30 hours, depending on your smoker. I had Masterbuilt electric. Took a while, but it is worth it. Yum. And here's the finished product. A bunch of pulled ham, and I can tell you this, that stuff is tender and juicy and just yummy. And the stuff that I wouldn't eat, basically the fat and what's left of the bones. Granted, most of the stuff is already melted, but I caught that in that drip pan. So we're just gonna let it sit in the crock pot on low for a day or two to just get the rest of it out of there, and then we'll treat it like any other stock. Although this having such a strong smoky flavor is not going to be a soup. It's going to be a base for greens or beans or probably several things. The double smoked pulled ham is good for a lot of things, but one of the simplest serving ideas there is go with what makes ham better for most people anyway, and that's a mustard-based barbecue sauce or actual mustard, or really anything else that you like with ham. But today, for this video, it's just going to be a mustard-based barbecue sauce on a bun. Yum. Thanks. See you next time. If you like the content, please hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Thank you.